I included one game in my pilot class that I taught for Intermediate Algebra with Review, and it was a Jeopardy game. And I did this on a few of the test reviews. First, I'll show them to you, and then I'll talk about the results I discovered. Again, I just did this when we got ready for a chapter test, and we reviewed the class before. I'd have them pair up in either twos or threes, and I tried to do the pairings based upon the skill levels. So it didn't have one group that had everybody knew all the answer and some didn't. And I encouraged them to make sure everybody in their group understood. And so they kind of worked and came to an agreement. And if they didn't come to agreement, then one would explain how they got their particular answer. So fantastic idea to begin with. Now let me show what this looks like. And I'll put this PowerPoint out there. It's one I found on the internet, so it's not one I created or anything. Okay. It pops up with the different categories. I created these, and I'll show you how to modify those. And then I'd have the students say what they want. They'd say like intercepts for 100, and so I would click 100 on the screen, and it'd pop up with this. And then they would sit there and figure out the intercepts. And when I clicked it, then it'd come up with the answer. Now, I only showed this if they came up with the right answer. So I had this written down on a piece of paper, the answers. And I might, if I do this concept again, I might change it. But what I did is I would actually work the problem up on the board after they got it correct. So those who didn't get the right answer or wasn't really following it could see how to work it. And unfortunately, with this game here, it doesn't mark it as used. So I had to do a little keep track of it on the board. So I did orange, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and I crossed them out there. Anyway, that's that game. Now, if you wanted to use this, again, I'll put this out there where you can access it. If you come to this screen here, to change these is very simple. You just type in whatever. Like if I was doing factoring here, I'd type in factoring. Put whatever title you want up at the top. And then each one of these, like this 100, corresponds with this slide. So you come here, and this is just an equation editor. So if I double click that, it'll pop up here, and you can use your equation editor to type in whatever you want. Now up here, I had a little bit less luck. I couldn't figure out how to do an equation editor up here. So what I did is when I did an insert, I would do insert equation here. That's in Word. And then I was able to put whatever I wanted up here. If I tried to insert an equation editor, what it would do is it'd pop up with that equation editor that pop up the answer right there when the problem appeared. Now my results. They enjoyed it. They loved playing the Jeopardy game. But I noticed, and I don't know if it's a competitive part of the game, but in some of the groups, the one with the stronger skills, kind of took over, where they kind of did most of the work. It seemed like, even though I encouraged them to work as a group, it seemed like one was doing it all. And again, I have no clue why that was. I switched probably the last two chapters. I switched just to a normal review. I gave them a review in class, and I had them work together in twos or threes, depending upon the number of students in the class. And there, they interacted more. I saw where both everybody in the group was taking an active part of the review. And I asked them, and they actually preferred that kind of review versus a Jeopardy game. They said Jeopardy game was fun, but they got more out of the test review where they worked together in pairs like that. I suppose in some cases too, if somebody else somebody else's turn to pick a problem and work it, they didn't even bother maybe to work it at their desk, even though I told them to. Now that does not mean that games does not work. Loretta Loretta's used games for, I don't know how many years, but she's used it very successfully, and she has a lot more experience in that than I do. She knows pretty well when to use them, when not to use them. The different class makeups kind of dictate when is the best time to use games. Some students just do not click well with them. But anyway, that was my experience using games in the pilot course.